And now we bring in Skyler Halford, one of 5 players to score double figures last night. Skyler, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
You mentioned to me after the game last night, I just need 1 or 2 more of those shots to go in. Can we deliver you some karma to make that happen?
Hey, I'll always take that karma. You know, I'm all about that. Yeah, I think those couple of shots would have came had we been on the show the night, before. But it's all right. I'll cut you some slack.
We'll do our part. We apologize for not being ready to do that. Now,
I'm grabbing both of their hands right now. I got you guys. Yes. The connection. Yes, the connection. See, he said it, man. Everybody says it, dude. They always make fun of me because when we give the karma, I like to have
the connection.
The connection. I like to have it. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, spread it through. Yeah, I think it is true.
It makes sense. See, and before we even I said anything in this, Skyler says, "Oh yeah, the connection. It makes sense." Boom, there you go, man. What are you gonna say now, Spencer?
Hashtag plum tie. Brian Logan, everyone. Hey, Skyler, this guard-heavy lineup was a new twist last night. I guess starting. We've seen the 4-guard lineup a lot this season, but starting with Ansed there, and you guys combined to score 95 of the 97 points. Why does this 4-guard lineup, whether it's you or Chase or Anson or Tyler, whoever's in there, why is it working?
I mean, we've got a lot of versatile guys on the guard line and really talented players, and we're trying, I guess, impose our will, and right now it's to play quick and fast. And last night they tried to impose their will with their 3 big guys, and I think we were able to attack them enough and play quick enough on the defensive end, taking balls from their big guys and making them feel a little uncomfortable. And just the style of play that Coach Rose plays at is just a fast-paced game. And if you have 4 guards who can fly up and down the court, it just is beneficial for us.
So with you guys scoring 95 out of 97 points, leaving only 2 points to the big guys, do you think that is a formula that you guys can sustain for the rest of the year?
I think we definitely need to get our big guys involved a little more. Obviously, 2 points I don't think will be enough going down the stretch because, I mean, we had a lot of guys who shot great percentages from the guard line last night, and, you might not get that every night. Yeah. And so we definitely going to need some inside presence, and those guys, they'll come up. I'm sure we'll work on it in practice, and we'll work on getting them the ball a little more, maybe a couple more touches in the post, because it helps the guards too once you've got a post presence. Because later in the year you'll have teams that just are gunning on the guards, and they'll scheme to where they're trying to keep us from getting touches. But when you play from inside out, and that's how Coach Rose likes to play anyways, is inside out, it just helps your team all over.
But like you said, if you guys are shooting so well and playing so well, I wouldn't give up the ball inside either. Like, hey man, I mean, did you ever think at one point that, hey, these guys on the floor with me, they're all in double digits. I need to get some as well.
Just trying to do my part, man.
You can say yes.
I mean, everybody's trying to get some buckets in there, here and there, and just try and do your part. When thing with us is, Coach always says when your number's called and when you're that guy who has the open shot, have confidence to go up and knock it down, no matter who it is. And that's just how we've tried to play this year, is share the ball, and whoever has that open shot, make it. Have confidence to step up and hit it.
Skyler Halford with us on BYU Sports Nation, now rocking the newly earned BYU Sports Nation karma once again for the 2014 season. Had 12 points last night, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And okay, I want to ask you this. Do you feel better after you knock down a long 3 or after you make a sweet pass?
Oh man, that's a tough question, because a sweet pass where you got like a no-looker or something, like one of those where I had ants just kind of going.
Oh, you had a couple of those. I was like, woo!
It's just, those feel good. Because, I mean, it's not just you. It's you and another teammate. So I think that's what maybe makes it a little bit better. The assist is because you get other people involved, and you got that connection between you and your buddy, whoever it was that you assisted, and it gets the energy of the team going. A 3-pointer's great, but I think collectively it's just awesome when you get a nice assist.
Band of brothers.
That's the thing. Okay, there were 40. You outscored Portland in the paint last night, BYU as a team, 44-22. I did not see that happening with 6'11", 6'11", 6'11" on the other sideline. So while the guard scored 95, like 42 of those 44 points came on layups or in the paint.
Yeah.
So I guess if you do that, that's okay, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I said, that's a lot of it's probably in transition, and like our style of play is just with the 4 guards on the perimeter, working it, moving the ball, sharing it, and especially if you have some big guys guarding our four, who's Anson, who's as quick as can be and can get in the lane nearly whenever he wants. It just, I mean, that helps us to get in the lane and play from inside out as well when we're driving and kicking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a lot more of that this last game. You guys just being more aggressive, even during your half court offense. You know, guys were passing open shots, and you guys were still attacking. Did you guys come in to this game with that mindset? Because with me as a fan, I would think, I'm gonna be a little bit timid with this, 6'11" guys everywhere.
Right. No. Yeah. We've last couple games, coaches have talked about having an attacking pace on both ends of the floor, and so I think with that, getting to the line's big for our team. I think that's important that we get to the line each night, and so I think you have to be aggressive no matter if you got 7-footers in there or not. You got to take it right at them, and you're gonna get some calls here and there, and then when you're confident, like we said, and you got that open shot, you're going to take it. But there's time and place in the game, I think, where you need to make sure and penetrate. Maybe their shots aren't falling, and you got to penetrate and change things up a little bit. So I think it's good to have a good balance of driving and, driving, kicking, hitting shots.
Played 15 games now, 11-4. What do you feel like is the biggest concern for BYU basketball in terms of finding greater success moving forward?
I think we've talked a little bit about a killer instinct, having a killer instinct to be able to step on a team's throat really and kind of shut them out. We had Portland last night. I think we were up, I don't know, as many as maybe 20. Yeah.
20, yeah.
And, they crept back in. Sometimes I think that's a tendency with our team, and so we need to find a killer instinct to be able to put it on a team and keep them out of it. And I think that starts on the defensive end and being able to string, 3, 4, 5 stops in a row. Without letting them get a bucket or get to the free throw line, being able to defend them. So I think moving forward, we'll work on the defensive end and work on getting that killer instinct.
Speaking defensively, because I'm a defensive guy. I'm a defensive genius, actually. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
I said I was just playing. See,
you come to practice help us with this defense, man?
Skyler, I told you. I'll be glad to help you, Skyler. I told you he was a little bit weird.
Brian will help you with your back pedal, your press coverage.
Your shuffle. I got you on
intercepting that half
those
court.
things.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We could work on hands and ball drills. I got you, man. But, you guys looked a lot more scrappy. Do you think it's because the smaller guards?
Yeah, I think with quickness and the agility, it helps you get to those loose balls a little bit quicker. And Coach, he last night in the huddle, I think 3 or 4 times, he just kept telling us someone needs to get on the floor. And finally, Anson had one where he got on the floor and we got a jump ball, and it just helps our team when we're on the floor and we're playing scrappy. It brings the energy up in the building. Fans love it when people are on the floor diving around. And so, yeah, I think with the guards, as far as that goes, we're just maybe a little quicker to getting to the ball, and that can help as far as diving on the ball. But you see Corbin all the time on the floor. We've seen Nate time and time again, and can't wait to get him back. But, Luke, I mean, every single one of our big guys, too, is diving on the floor. We've got people who are willing to play scrappy, and we need that.
Let's talk about Nate Austin and throw in Jamal Aites. These are a couple of guys you were anticipating playing the whole season with. You practiced with them all summer long. Then, unfortunately, Jamal has to have surgery, and he's out until at least late February. Be shocked if he plays at all this year. And then Nate's been out for the last 3 weeks, and he's hoping to be back in a couple of weeks by mid-January. How hard has it been to compensate for the deficiency there with a couple of big guys you expected to play with?
Yeah, I mean, Nate, for us, he's been a starter here for so long, and it's really hard to replace a guy like him. He has just a knack for going and getting loose balls, getting rebounds.
He creates opportunity.
Yeah, he creates opportunity for our team, and he's really irreplaceable. He's a hustle, energy guy, and we need him. But I'm proud of the guys that have stepped in and done their part, and some of our young guys are gaining a lot of experience, like Corbin and Isaac and Luke, in his sophomore season, and I think once we get him back, it will be that much better, and we're just looking forward to having him back. And Jamal, he had a great summer, and I feel bad for him and having that ankle surgery and whatnot, but he'll progress and he'll be just fine. But we would love to have more, Jamal and Nate with us. Yeah.
As a player and as a guard, do you like this style of play more when you could look around and you're like, oh man, I got all my buddies with me,
run and gun,
all my guards with me, or do you like more the style where you can, send it inside to a big man and play inside out.
No, I like having the option of both. I mean, because you need both. I mean, you run and gun, and that's what everybody dreams of. That's why most players come here, is because that's Coach Rose's style, run and gun, up and down the floor. But, there are times when maybe teams shut that down, and you do need to establish an inside presence and be able to play in the half court. At the same time, having a good attacking pace like Coach Rose talks about. But being able to have that inside presence and cutting off those big guys can be a fun way to play as well, playing inside out with those guys. So
BYU, as I mentioned, 11-4 at the turn of the year, 8-7 last year. And I know you remember well the feeling of going into 2014 after 4 straight losses last year and what that was like. What do you think has been the biggest difference this go around? Obviously, having some big home games and winning those has helped, but is there anything else that's played into this?
I think just with this team, not that we didn't stay together last year, but I just feel like our camaraderie is a little bit better this year. As far as when you take a loss, it's not people, not teammates necessarily. We've talked a lot about staying, focused in a group and not getting lost with, because there's influence out there everywhere. People, you got parents, you got fans, you got everybody telling when there's a loss, you got somebody telling you what's wrong.
You need to do this.
And so it's like people can get lost. But I think this team, we've got a lot of experienced players and we've got great leadership on this team that we've been able to bounce back from our losses pretty well, and not letting one loss turn into 2 and 3 and 4 like it did last year, but we've been able to kind of just cut it off after that one loss, and when we do lose, just move on to the next game, move on to the next play. Like Coach says, just you got to move forward.
We'll end with this. You opened league play with 2 consecutive road losses last year at Pepperdine and LMU. Now BYU travels outside of the state for the first time to play a true road game at Santa Clara and then San Francisco. Mm-hmm. What has to happen for things to be different this go-around?
Yeah, I think you have to have an extreme mental focus. I think you've got to pay attention to detail on the road. There's so many things that, it's a completely different game when you're on the road. You've got, a hostile crowd and people, the team you're playing, they always play better at home. That's where they're most comfortable. And so you've got to make them feel uncomfortable in their home floor. And I think if we just stick to game prep and game plan and we stay focused mentally, I think we'll be just fine. Just got to take each possession one by one and play it out.
Just got to work on that back pedal.
I'm gathering that you'll have a decent BYU crowd as you do in most of these road West Coast conference
Yeah,
gyms.
we do, and that helps a lot. You travel and there's people everywhere, but we'll be ready. We're excited for it.
We wish you the best of luck on New Year's Day. Represent the Karma, my brother.
There you go.
And also congratulations. I hear that your sister and your brother-in-law Daniel Sorensen are expecting a baby boy.
Yeah, I'm going to be an uncle for the first time in May. So, yeah, baby boy coming along.
Congrats to the Halford and Sorensen families.
There you go.
All right, Skyler, we'll be watching you, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it.